Welcome to a Fortify experience where I will be sharing with you a pass through a simple process that's personalized for you to help you quickly free yourself from feeling self-conscious, because negative feelings can stop you from feeling better about who you are or feeling better about the circumstances that you're in, and they can also keep you from moving forward on a positive path. Now, what's wrong with feeling self-conscious? Well, first of all, you may believe that you're always being judged. Another thing is that you may be afraid to take any action at all. And another thing is that it can continue to further damage an already fragile self-image. So it's really important to not feel self-conscious. Now, during this process, you will be filling in 7 blanks from A through G, so have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil handy so you can write down your answers. If at any point during the video you need extra time to complete the statements, feel free to pause the video. And if at first you have trouble thinking of your own specific examples, feel free to use the examples in this video as your own, because it'll still work. So let's begin the process. The first statement is, the thing that bothers me the most about A, feeling self-conscious, is B. So we want to fill in the blanks, write down feeling self-conscious for your A, and then write down why it specifically bothers you for B. It could be something like, people are always looking at me and judging me. Or it could be, I can never just relax and enjoy myself. Or the other thing could be, I feel good when I'm doing things for myself and by myself. So what is your personal B? Fill in the blank for the thing that bothers me the most about A, feeling self-conscious, is B. Now the next statement is, the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. Now, C is your uncensored, real underlying feeling. It could be things like it makes me feel creepy, or maybe it makes me feel nervous or on edge. Could also be, make me feel like a reject, or whatever your personal feeling is. So now fill in your C for the statement, the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. So now we get to step 3, which is the key to the ingenuity and the effectiveness of the Fortify process, because here's where we're going to uncover the specific positive aspect within you that's unintentionally being ignored, dismissed, dishonored, or forgotten in this situation. This positive aspect is something that you love, value, or respect about yourself, and that you know to be true about yourself. And it's what's missing when you're feeling that C. So the statement is the statement is the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D, where D is some aspect of yourself that's not being used or honored in this situation. So let's think of some examples. One could be, I always mean to present myself in the best way possible. Or it could be, I value inner peace and thinking clearly. Could also be, I've done many things for myself that I've been pleased with. So again, the statement is the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D. Now in step 4, it's time to fortify D in your mind-body system. And this is easy because you simply remember a time in your life when you were actually activating and using D for that positive aspect that you discovered in step 3. These are memories, your own memories, that remind you that you have been able to trigger that positive attribute D naturally and automatically in other situations in your past. The statement is, I know D because E. So now search your memory and find any pattern or circumstance in any area of your life that confirms the fact that you possess that positive attribute D. And at this point, there may be many examples, but stick to the simplest ones. For example, I want to be held in highest esteem. Or maybe, I make the best decisions when I'm not stressed. Or it could be something like, I've done many things in the past for myself that I'm pleased with. So now fill in your E for I know D because E. Now in step 5, it's time for you to think of a specific time when you experienced that positive value in the past. Statement is a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. So now let's go through some examples. Maybe it was during my last job interview, or it could be when I broke off with my boyfriend, or maybe when I learned how to cook. So fill in your F for a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. Now we go into step 6. Now remember back to that time F and re-experience and relive that whole event and feel what it felt like. Put yourself back in there and really feel how good or strong it made you feel. And feel the inner strength from that experience that makes you feel inspired or empowered or really, really good about yourself. And now make that feeling really, really strong. And then double it, and then triple it until you can feel that feeling vibrating throughout your entire body. And as you feel that feeling, identify in a word or two, what's that underlying real strength that's in there? The statement is the underlying real strength that made F so powerful for me was G. Examples could be, I anticipated a positive result, or maybe I honored my innermost values. Or it could be, I had total control over my surroundings. So now fill in your personal G. And then we go to step 7, the copy process. This is where you're going to copy or embed that real strength G from another time in your life into that bother that you started out with. So now focus on that powerful real strength feeling G in your body. And hold on to it. And then now make it really strong. And just from that aspect of G, feel that feeling and then double it and then triple it until you can feel that feeling vibrating through your entire body. And then imagine taking some of that powerful energy G and putting it into a ball in one of your hands while still holding on to that real strength G in your body. And feel that energy pulsating in your hand. You can actually feel that energy. And so as you hold a ball of that powerful positive energy G in one hand, remember what that old feeling C felt like. And then put a ball of that energy C into the other hand. And now you're about to experience a powerful neuro-linguistic programming technique that's really, really effective. We're going to use that ball of positive energy G that's in your one hand as a solvent that will completely dissolve that negative energy feeling in your other hand, that energy C. So as you bring your hands together and feel the pulsating of those different energies in your hands, start noticing how the positive energy can literally dissolve that negative energy. And keep mixing that solvent of positive energy in with the negative energy until all of that C energy is completely dissolved and all you can feel is that fabulous positive energy of G. And just get to the point where everything is completely dissolved and all you can feel is G. So now let's see how you did. Let's start a new list and write down your original A. So now using that same A as you used before, feeling self-conscious, complete the following statement. The thing that bothers me the most about feeling self-conscious is B. Now write down your new B. Now you may be surprised that your new B is different from your original B. This is fantastic because when this happens, it proves that your previously inner hidden strength has been both activated and installed into that negative issue that you started out with. Otherwise, your B would have been the same as it was before. This is the uniqueness of the Fortify process. It proves that your state of mind has progressed because it validates that you have transformed and shifted yourself into a different and perhaps more powerful state of mind or a more peaceful state of being. And this is a benefit you can't get from any other technique. So at this point, if you've not yet been able to answer nothing for B, then it just means that you can simply come back and do more passes through the Fortify process so you can find and stack additional positive inner strengths into that negative situation. And each time you come back, you will be using a newer B until you can finally answer nothing for B, or until you're satisfied with the progress that you've made. Now, sometimes these issues can be really complex, and in those instances, I've actually gone through numbers of passes through the Fortify process before I could finally answer nothing for B, but that's when I'm able to really feel relieved, because that's when I just don't feel the same grip or sting of that original negative situation. And not only that, but I can see myself feeling more in control, more self-confident, and recognizing options and inner strengths that I didn't realize that I had before. And when you just don't feel the same anymore, imagine how different things can be when similar situations come up in the future. Can you imagine how good you can feel having overcome situations in which you felt self-conscious in the past? You might wind up being a lot more surprised than you can even imagine. And not only that, but by activating and embedding those previously hidden positive inner strengths, you've also boosted your self-esteem and self-image for that situation. And these are things that can't be taken away now that your real strengths have been brought into your conscious awareness. And don't be surprised if you find yourself exhibiting those real strengths in other areas of your life too, because now you're consciously aware that you have those real strengths, and that means you will now be able to use them to your advantage. For me, it's always fun and eye-opening to do the Fortify process because it makes me feel good to find and activate inner strengths that I forgot that I had. I hope you have surprising and rewarding insights about yourself like I have had. Never before has it been so fast and easy to feel better about who you are and the circumstances that you find yourself in. This is because the Fortify process quickly and instinctively makes you aware of inner support and power that you have been ignoring or were unaware that you even had. So now thank you for joining us, but we'd like to suggest that you look at the other issues that we cover in our YouTube videos to see what other videos might apply to other issues in your life. And please tell your friends and family about these videos, because you never know who they could help. They're all free with no strings attached. We would love to hear about your Fortify experiences, so please send your comments to thefortifyexperience@gmail.com. And also check out our Facebook page and the Fortify Kindle book on Amazon.com by clicking on the links below. And please subscribe to our channel so that we can keep you informed of new information and new videos. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time.